What is up, guys? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we're back. We're alive. We're alive. But by goodness, I tried to go live today, live in Lisbon, but I think there was a bunch of stuff wrong with the connection. So, unfortunately, guys, I don't think the stream is going to be available, nor was it working at the time when I was streaming. But guys, welcome to the broadcast. Good to have you. My name is Finn, and I'm live here. And I talk about a bunch of different things. I talk about news, politics, even a little bit of economics, a little bit of left wing progressive stuff. Um, and today, well, I'm living in Portugal. I was born and raised in the Netherlands, and I'm now living in Portugal for a bit. And a beer. And well, currently living in Portugal. And guess what? Portugal today did a general strike. The second one in a couple months. The last one was in December, and before that, it was like 13 years ago. But yeah, because of that, I was like, you know what, guys? First of all, I'm of course going on strike, and second of all, I'm going there. I'm going to the location. Um, so yeah, it was pretty cool. Second general strike I've ever participated in. So you know, we love to see it. However, I was gonna try to stream as I have done before. I did one IRL stream before in Lisbon, but unfortunately the tech wasn't teching, and so it just didn't work out. I don't really know what happened there, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately. Let me put the camera up a little. Ooh. Well, I guess that didn't work, but I can do it again. A gabagoo. Also, I need to figure out a different way to keep the camera because it's not doing its thing in it. How about that? It keeps sliding, but it's fine. But yeah, so I was there, man. I was on location in Lisbon at the general strike, but unfortunately, it just didn't work out. Um, so I was like, you know what? Let's do a quick little debriefing stream at home. I wanted to get into a lot of news actually, but I'm not gonna have the time, I think. Um, but we can pull up some stuff, talk about some of the main points of the general strike, and why it's like, you know, kind of generally relevant for other places as well, because, you know, the types of attacks that Portuguese working class is facing is not just a threat to Portugal, it's a threat to many different places. Also, before we get into all of that, I don't know, I can yap a little bit about what I've been up to. Because a couple things. I'm going to try to get a couple clips together just so that we can talk about today's topics. I'm probably just going to do like an hour of broadcasting. So let's have a look here. What have I been up to, dude? Well, I've been recovering because I was sick over the week or last week, since last weekend. No, weekend before. And this weekend I was kind of recovering, but it got real bad Sunday. Then Monday my voice luckily improved. And then from there, oh, Caterino. Psst. He was gonna go jump out the window, which isn't the best. Just sit there, honey. Yeah, Caterino. Good boy. Caterino. Shh. Want me to close the window or what? I think I might have to close the window because he's... Oh, and now you're looking. Wait, guys. I mean, the thing is, I like keeping the window open when I'm here to keep an eye on him. But I don't like to keep the window open when the cats can just kind of jump on there because, you know, especially Caterino, who does like to go on the windowsill, and we live up high. And, you know, at the end of the day, what I hear from vets is that cats sometimes do fall and then they break their hips or they break other important parts of their body, and it's really sad and it's unnecessary. So if he's just chilling, it's fine. Hey, Caterino. But if he's got to do more, that's all good. I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, so I was a bit sick. Now, luckily, luckily, it's been good. But let's see here if there is a good little. I mean, it's fine. We'll. Okay, I'm definitely not watching that. Anyway, so the Portuguese general strike was happening, has happened. Um, and so I wanted to visit that today. Now, other topics I wanted to maybe dive into is like I was seeing that in Albania, like the Kushners are kind of. Katarino, shh. Nope. You're not even to my. Hey, shh, shh, shh. You can't do that, honey. Okay. Window privileges have been lost, but it's for his own safety. So there is also, like, going back to what I was saying, there's been a bit of Kushner Albania news that I find quite funny. We can definitely have a look at that. Because, yeah, I guess they want to do some luxury resorts and shit. Albanian people are like, bruh, no, I don't want that. So, good for Albanian people. We love to see it. Oh, I see the DW News actually was reporting on it 9 months ago. And I also wanted to quickly do a little dip my toes into Hassan Piker and Cenk Uyghur wanted to come and visit the UK to do some speaking engagements, but apparently they got banned from entering the UK. Their visas got revoked. So, yeah, we'll have a look at that as well. And I think then that might be time, you know what I mean? That might be the end of it. Let's see. Do I have some? Yeah, this might be good. Well, that might be good. What else? That's 36 minutes. Don't need that. I guess we go to that one. All right. And besides that, of course, I wanted to really get back into covering, Iran. I wanted to cover more Euro news. For example, that EU has, what was it? They have voted. Let me just double check it. Regarding the deportation hubs, the fucking black holes where you just throw people away. Yeah, so a deal was reached about the return hubs regarding the migration bullshit, but I wanted to maybe talk about it, but I don't know if I'll have time. Of course, like I said, I wanted to talk about the current situation with Iran, ceasefire negotiations, which then also kind of includes talking about Lebanon and Gaza, and of course Israel, and the United States. There have been some primaries happening in the US, which maybe I wanted to get to, but I'll leave that to American commentary channels. I mean, you can watch Hassan. I was watching Hassan as well. And otherwise, yeah, so we'll keep it kind of focused on what I can talk about today. So let's just dive into it, I guess. Let me see. Do I have my little playlist ready? I don't think I'll have anything ready as far as like oh, this is gonna be annoying. Yeah, so I'm not gonna have anything ready, I think, as far as like, what do you call it? I'm missing the word. I'm not gonna have anything ready like tweets or other stuff. We're just gonna be super basic today. But yeah, let's dive into it. So, for example, I don't have Chat Serena open. Give me a second. There we go. Or does that have to? Everything has to update, dude. What the hell? All right. Yeah, so I think it was kind of funny. Let's get into the first story, which, of course, has to do with what I tried to do earlier today, which was cover the... Guys, it feels good to be back. I'm not going to lie. It feels really good to be back. I've been away for a month doing this kind of coverage, but it feels really good to be back. So let's just literally dive into it as I was going to do. But yeah, so As you may or may not know, because, well, you might not live in Portugal like I do, but Portugal was planning or has done a. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Portugal has done um, a general strike today, Wednesday, 3rd of June. And, well, pretty much what it came down to is that the Portuguese, right wing leaning government, minority right wing government, has been trying to push through this like labor package, which is just a lot of austerity, a lot of deregulation, a lot of precarity, pretty much everything that sucks for the everyday person. And they've been really trying to push this through. And even in mainstream media coverage about this, it has been pretty much leaning to the side of like, oh yeah, they just wanna update the labor law so that Portugal is more competitive and more efficiency, that sort of talk, which if you know a little bit about economics, that that's pretty bullshit. Because what they're actually trying to do is they're just trying to take away people's rights, like these rights that people have fought for really hard. They just want to deregulate and take those rights away, Oh, you're a parent and you have like a 5-year-old at home? Fuck you. Go work night shifts. Go work weekend shifts. Fuck you. That's just kind of the message that this labor package really encompasses, unfortunately. And so you will see, like traditional media cover this in the sense of, oh, guys, the general strike, there's going to be no trains, no planes, no automobiles, there's like no schools, no medicine, blah, 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 no doctors. Like, no, first of all, it's never, unfortunately, a complete shutdown of the economy, but it is a lot of sectors and, firm majorities of those sectors, people deciding to go on strike. Because at the end of the day, this is a right that people have. It's enshrined that people are allowed to participate in a general strike. And so, articles like this will talk about how, oh yes, a second strike in 6 months disrupt services, and government has some labor reform plans. Portugal's minority centre-right government is likely to pass a bill with support of far-right Chega party proposing changes to over 100 articles of the labor code that aim to boost productivity and spur growth. Oh, how good of them. How good of the center-right government to want more productivity and spur growth, which is bullshit. Ask any economist worth their salt, any economist that isn't bought and paid for by, I don't know, fucking Palantir. This is not going to boost productivity and spur growth. We already have a lot of productivity and a lot of growth, but it's not really going anywhere besides the pockets of already the wealthiest people and the wealthiest corporations. So, the only thing that this is going to do is allow workers to get more exploited. And yeah, I think it's really important to point out that Portugal has a minority center-right government. And the only way they will be able to pass this bill is with the support of a far-right party, Chega, and like a liberal center-right party. Like that's kind of their move right now. And yeah, so Tiago Oliveira, head of the Portugal's largest umbrella union, CGTP, which called a general strike, told Reuters the reform would worsen workers' conditions by entrenching precarious employment, deregulating working hours, easing dismissals, and curbing strike rights and parental protections. The reform would leave young workers stuck with precarious contracts for life, forcing them to work 50 hours a week without extra pay instead of the current standard 40 hours. Yeah, like with these changes, people could work up to 150 hours overtime per year unpaid. In this economy, girl, Lisbon is already the top capital in Europe where, you need the highest ratio of or the highest ratio of salary going to rent. And you can't even rent port in Lisbon with one single person. Like, you can't rent anything in Lisbon with a single salary. You need multiple people in order to be able to, it's crazy. That's just like one example of the insanity people are living under, right? While making it easier to dismiss and replace them with cheaper outsourced labor, says Rodrigo Azevedo, a 30-year-old bank employee. The labor package is a major threat, not just to the future of young workers, but to our present, he said. State-owned rails, so they suspended. Schools closed nationwide due to staff shortages, and hospitals postponed most surgeries and appointments following a nursing workout. And it's kind of crazy that they don't mention that, doctors and nurses, like their unions, decided to, again, participate in the general strike. But of course, they will still do emergency surgeries. Like, they're pretending like, these people, they just leave their responsibility. They just drop it. Can you believe it? And, the flights as well. And of course, our dear labor ministry, who is fucking insane. Anyway, Maria do Rosário Ramalho said participation by private sector workers who outperform public sector workers by roughly 5-1, and to whom the reform is primarily directed, was marginal. The overwhelming majority of workers are working and the economy hasn't stopped, she told reporters. The reform envisions making just cause dismissals easier. No, this is such uncritical bullshit reporting. The reforms want to just, even if it is an incorrect dismissal, that the owner, that the boss doesn't have to either, repay you or take you back. It just protects corporations and bosses more and make things much more unprotected for the everyday person, for the worker. This article, very, I don't know, it's just garbage reporting at the end of the day. You can clearly tell that it is leaning towards like the bourgeois capitalist class reporting. Now we can read through some other reportings, a bit more, working class focused, just to go through a bit more in detail the demands and really highlight what the main issues are with these so-called labor reforms, which are very, very bad. Portuguese workers, so let's read this one. Portuguese workers gear up for second general strike in 6 months. And before that, it was the first one in 13 years. So that just shows you at what an impasse people feel like they are. This Wednesday on June 3rd, Portuguese workers will once again walk off the job in a massive general strike in an attempt to deliver a second blow to a right-wing government that refuses to implement workers' demands. The General Confederation of Portuguese Workers called a nationwide general strike to defeat government's labor package. The government's labor package, the same one that workers buried with their December 2025 general strike. December's general strike was Portugal's first since 2013. Tens of thousands of workers shut down ports, grounded flights, closed schools, and halted public transport. The Portuguese Communist Party, PCP, hailed the mobilization as an enormous statement of workers' strength and unity. The CGTP then underscored that the attack on workers' living standards was happening not during an economic crisis, but amidst growth and steep rises in corporate profits. And this is so fucking important. It is disgusting. In the times that we are living, of massive productivity, of massive profits, that corporations have the gall to be even more greedy than they are. Now, I will admit, it is kind of going down, right? We are, we have come out of a phase of massive growth and profits and that sort of thing, but it's not growing in the same strength, right? Like, as far as year on year growth, it's not in the same strength. Doesn't mean like in absolute numbers it isn't massive, but the once overflowing cup is now just, I don't know, half full, regular full, whatever. Um, and so this is where before, when the profits and everything was really huge, at least bosses and corporations felt maybe a little bit more comfortable throwing some extra crumbs down to the workers, to the working class. But now we're not even getting crumbs. We're getting nothing. We have to turn in some extra crumbs, right? And it's insane. It's insane when you see the amount of productivity that does exist, and the resources that exist. And even that isn't enough for these people. The system is deeply broken, right? It's a deeply flawed system, and it's working exactly as intended, right? Capitalism, it extracts resources, it exploits people, and the only way we have ever gained anything is by protesting, is by organizing, right? It's by taking a stand up against it. But yeah, don't get it twisted. We're not in an economic crisis. Corporations are just greedy as hell. The strike proved that working class unity and collective action can deliver the goods. Now the government has brought the same anti-worker package back to the Assembly of the Republic, and Portuguese workers are preparing to say no again. The CGTP-IN called the proposal an outright assault on workers' rights. The page runs 85 pages with over 100 amendments, worsening job insecurity, deregulating working hours, and encouraging unpaid work, and attempting to impose dismissal without just cause. PCP General Secretary Paulo Raimundo noted in Parliament that the Labour Minister was absent because the Labour package proposal is indefensible. Kind of crazy, right? Where? Wait. Where was she? Where was this person's name? The Labour Minister. Wait, is that the same thing? The Labour Minister was absent. The person responsible for this shit isn't even present in the politics. In the political processes. Fucking insane. And meanwhile, she's saying, oh, yeah, it's just marginal. Meh. Yeah. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's so marginal that you've decided to not even do your job, right? Not even be present at these things. He said the package not only fails to solve any problem, but makes every single one worse. Not only does the labor package fail to change anything that is already wrong with the current labor law, Raimundo said, but every change it introduces serves only to make conditions for workers even worse. What is in this package? The government wants to expand fixed-term contracts, so not permanent contract, but fixed-term, from 2 to 3 years, and promote outsourcing to destroy permanent jobs. Even when a court declares a temporary contract illegal, the worker would become permanent at the agency, not where they actually work. The government is also going after workers misclassified as self-employed, raising the threshold for an employment contract presumption from 50 to 80%. On dismissals, even when a court finds no just cause, this is important. On dismissals, even when a court finds no just cause, the boss can prevent reinstatement by claiming it affects the company's operation. So when we were reading in this fucking Reuters article that, reform envisions making just cause dismissals easier, allowing companies to deny workers reinstatement in cases of illegal dismissal, provided they pay compensation, and lifting limits on outsourcing. So here it's just like, when the company is actually with a just cause getting rid of employees, we're just going to make that easier. When in reality, even when the court finds no just cause, the bosses don't even have to reinstate people because it would be too much of, it affects the company's operation. So at the end of the day, we are clearly not just making the procedure a little smoother. No, we are specifically creating a system in which corporations, in which bosses have more power than their workers, than the working class. The PCP called this "I want, I can, and I command" made into law. For real. The attack on working hours is equally severe. For example, the individual hour bank returns, allowing bosses to impose up to 150 hours of unpaid overtime per year. The PCP described it in this way: you know when you start, you don't know when you finish. The government also wants to force workers with children under 12 to work nights and weekends, reduce breastfeeding leave, and limit flexible hours. Now, as a person that works with a a fucking job agency, so I help people get work. Well, help is an overstatement. I'm like literally on the phone talking to people about, jobs they want to start, right? I'm a very low low on the totem pole, just helping with screening people so hopefully they can get a job. But one of the things that is so normalized is how many night shifts, rotating shifts, weekends. Like, it is crazy. If you think about it, like, I'm pretty fucking lucky. I just have a pretty average 9 to 5 office job. Imagine if you're a fucking average person and, the only option you have, even if you have kids, for you and your partner is to work like 2 shifts, 3 shifts. Like, you're fucking lucky if you can get like a regular day shift, like, I don't know, logistics job, and that is just during the week. And hopefully the working times are so that you're able to get your kid to a child, what's it called, like a daycare. Like, you're lucky if you can find something like that. And even if you don't have kids, doesn't mean that we should be, exploiting people for every fucking little bit of energy that they can muster with horrible, like, shift times. Like, it pisses me off. Like, I unfortunately, I can't change anything about it, but it pisses me off. And that's the Netherlands. Like, in Portugal, I'm 1,000% sure it also exists. But this fucking labor package, what makes things even worse? It's fucking horrible. Less time with children, more pressure on mothers and fathers, the PCP said. Collective bargaining is a direct target. The proposal also facilitates the expiration of collective agreements, and lets corporations choose which contract applies. The right to strike and trade union freedoms are also under assault, with mandatory minimum services and restrictions on union access to workplaces. Less organization, more exploitation, the PCP warned. This is a labor package tailored to the interests of large corporations, the CGTP-IN stated. Raimundo made clear why this fight is happening now. You get it? The government, employers, Chega, and the Liberal Initiative thought they could increase precariousness, further deregulate working hours, oppress the lives of working people, dismiss without just cause, and that everyone would simply accept this as normal, he said. However, what workers have done was to say no, no, and no to this labor package. And again, I have said this a bunch of different times, but like I said, I am born and raised in the Netherlands. What I find so fucking interesting is that Chega, this party that just popped up out of nowhere in 2019, I think it was, after Portugal had elected a left-leaning government, it just popped out of nowhere. All of a sudden, we are astroturfing a company, or a political party. Well, company is kind of a Freudian slip there. We're astroturfing a right-wing, xenophobic, fucking reactionary, far-right party that has extremely clear connections, direct connections to to the Netherlands' most right-wing political parties that do nothing but, also stoke a lot of internal hate and like make sure that people are not organized together in order to just further the agenda of whatever fucking like capitalist overlord they serve. And so the fact that Chega popped up in Portugal right when it was doing pretty decent with Portugal's left-leaning government, strengthening social services, increasing salaries, and ignoring Europe's austerity demands, right when Portugal was doing that, a motherfucking reactionary, disgusting party like Chega got on the scene with direct connections to not just the Netherlands' most right-wing fucking parties, but also, other shit like Russia and just in general, the right-wing parties we see around the world, like in France, even the United States. And so it is so fucking clear that Chega and all the others that it collaborates with don't have anything good for Portuguese people. Chega fucking hates Portuguese people. Chega only exists to fuck Portuguese people to get, I don't know, some money from Northern European countries. That's what fucking Chega exists for. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic that they're fucking, you know, lying to people, that they're using every fucking crazy tactic in the book. They're using bots online. They are just straight up lying. They are stoking xenophobia. It's just without end, the depravity of parties like Chega. They lie and they distract, and then they, with the power that they are able to gain by speaking to people's like fucking base emotions and just lying, they push through this horrible labor package. Continuing this article, Chega is a far-right, anti-immigrant populist party that broke away from Portugal's biggest conservative force, the governing Social Democratic Party. Chega is the second largest political party in parliament and is led by figures with long records of opposing the organized workers' movement. Liberal Initiative, another right-wing party, I don't know why I call them liberal, they're right-wing, has a platform centered on labor market deregulation. Though neither are members of the government, both support the labor package. PCP's Raimundo says that with so much political support from the right, the government thought it had a red carpet rolled out for it. It was wrong. That is how it was then, and that is how it is now on June 3rd. Raimundo called on all workers to participate in the general strike to open the path of wages, the path of rights, the path of stability, and the path of a time to live. One more push and the package will fall. Mobilization is growing across every sector, according to Avent, the daily newspaper of the PCP. Workers at Friesmag, Versigent, Tejin, Bimbo, Ogma, Superbok, and many other companies have declared support. This is again going through all of the different types of unions and sectors that are joining. Rail, metro, ports, postal services, flight crew union. World Federation of Trade Unions expressed full solidarity, stating that these policies reflect the constant strategy of big capital in all countries. Abso-fucking-lutely. And we express our full unconditional solidarity with the general strike and stand firmly besides CGTPIN, the workers of Portugal, and their just demands. We will see how it goes. I mean, this is again a little bit of the same. Just describing the different types. But I did want to highlight, again, in this article, they just, hospitals postponed most surgeries and appointments following a nursing walkout. Meanwhile, if we dig a little deeper into what is actually fucking happening, this article by Fight Back News reports that, let's have a look here. So the National Federation of Doctors and Portuguese Nurses Unions have committed to strike nationally, which could bring most non-emergency medical care to a halt. The same goes for the National Federation of Teachers. It's just so funny to me because it's like, okay, so during Corona times, all of this shit, we realize that a lot of these things like teachers, I mean, even outside of Corona, we realized that doctors, nurses, teachers, the people flying planes, all these people that are doing these hard fucking jobs, that these people are the backbone of our society. And when it comes to these things, all of a sudden we think that, nah, fuck it. Let's not listen to the backbone of our society. Let's listen to the rich motherfuckers that only go on secret behind the scenes dinners with other rich motherfuckers. No, let's listen to them. They probably have the best in mind for us. Fuck teachers, fuck doctors, fuck nurses. Let's listen to the wealthy. That's what we're doing. That's my question to the people that don't support general strikes. That's who you want to support, not teachers. I already said it, but it's insane to me. So, it is good to see a lot of different unions, social movements, all working together to take a stance against this. But it is kind of fucking insane that it, that it does come down to this. Hi. Unfortunately, my headphones broke today because of my naughty cat, so I can't hear your voice. It would be great if you could respond through the chat instead. That's okay, Ania, but that's fun. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. But okay, let's have a look because I did want to cover. I guess let's cover the Albania news. Actually, let's quickly go over the Hassan situation, UK. Because so Labour MP calls on Home Office to ban Hassan Piker from the UK. Like Labour, I like that Labour was already like, I guess we're not unpopular enough yet. And hey, we can't let Keir Starmer do all the work of being unpopular. So this motherfucker was like, hey, let's ban this guy that is like critical of Israel because I don't know, he's not conducive to public good. But yeah, so give me a second, guys. I'm gonna turn on the light in this room because it's getting dark. Ah, that's nice. Is that good? How's that? Nah, I think it's fine. Or I can even do this one. Hey, we got some light. Let in the light. Woohoo! Ah, that's fantastic. All right, guys. So, let's just watch the videos I have about it, and we go from there. Guys, it does feel good to be back. I have to say, I missed yapping. I missed talking to you guys. I missed going through these topics. So let's continue. Oh, why is it not working? Well, is it not working? Guys, what is happening? There we go. How's the audio levels? Can be a little higher.
UK, yeah, it's okay. Well, I didn't want to talk about it, but my visa has also been revoked. We just found out. Yes, I will not be going as it stands currently. I don't believe that I'll be able to go to the United Kingdom this upcoming week. I don't know who to reach out for this. I was supposed to do something with Yanis Varoufakis, do something with Zach.
Honestly, that makes me so sad. I fucking love me some Yanis Varoufakis and Hassan interviews. I don't know, man. It's just so good. And it fucking sucks it's not going to happen now. I hope they find a way to still talk about it. I mean, maybe they can even talk about this whole banning situation a little bit more, but so sad that it's not going to happen. Dude, I fucking love... Like, the first... I remember... I probably was this was probably like in 2023 at this point. Like, Giannis and Hassan did a little interview moment on Hassan's stream, of course. So like Hassan interviewing Yanis Varoufakis, and it was about a lot of different things. It was about cloud capital, financialization of it, and what's it called? About China and just finance, tech, that sort of thing, fintech. And it was so interesting. At the time I was writing my thesis for my last year of uni, and it was perfect. Like the topics I talked about really helped me kind of situate and position my writings. But yeah, anyway, any subsequent interview has been fantastic. So, but let's keep watching this video.
Zelensky, do something with Jeremy Corbyn, do something at the Oxford Union, and now the Labour government has revoked our visas. Go to Ireland. Okay, guys, it's not about being in the vicinity of the UK. I was supposed to douche in the UK. Yeah. A sad state of affairs where obviously the interests of Israel take the highest priority. But yeah, they've revoked my visa as well. It's a 40-minute flight is what I meant. Politicians fly over there all the time for press stuff. Dude, what are you talking about? I had like actual things to do in the UK. It's so funny. You guys are like, dude, just swim across the canal, take a boat and enter illegally. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk getting deported and not entry into the country for 10 years. Can Jeremy Corbyn do anything about it? Probably not. I mean, I don't know. Dear Hassan Doan Piker, your UK ETA has been canceled. This means you cannot travel to the UK without a visa. This is because your presence in the UK is not considered to be conducive to the public good. You cannot.
Yeah, it's really fucking insane. I mean, I was joking about it, but Labor is like, okay, we're like super unpopular. We just lost a lot of seats in our local elections. What else can we do? What else can we do? Oh, we're gonna ban a super prominent, or we're gonna ban entry to two super prominent critics of Israel, which is crazy. Like, it's not even as if they're getting banned for being critical of the UK. They're getting banned for being critical of Israel. Why the fuck does the UK give a shit? This is crazy. Like, and Labor is doing it. Like, man, this is it's really pathetic. Like, it just can't be overstated how crazy it is that you like an American can't enter the UK because the UK is restricting free speech of the American about a third country, not even the UK. It's bonkers. It's insane.
Not appeal this decision. Apply for a visa. If you still want to travel to the UK, you need to apply for a visa so we can consider your circumstances in more detail. Having your ETA canceled does not mean you will be refused a visa. Nick Shirley can go, though, of course, because Nick Shirley is a dog for the fascist state. Yeah, it's sad, man. What are you going to do? The other day, someone said, watch Labor Party do this a couple days before your trip, and it happened. Yeah. I genuinely, listen, I'm going to say something. This is a warning. I hope you guys understand. The Western world and liberal democracy is a sham. And all of the supposed things that they claim to care about, they do not actually care about. We are moving into a very different timeline. This is why I constantly reiterate that fascism is here, right? Like the administration trying to deploy subpoenas against political dissidents in the United States of America, or the UK that's like completely captive to the interests of pro-Israel advocacy organizations. Like they are moving in a way, and this is the liberal government, right? The Labor government is supposed to be the liberal government doing this, and the American government is the right-wing government doing it. Like we are in the 1930s era, where I think that the administrations in both the UK and the United States of America, regardless of like their supposed ideological differences, are absolutely moving as a uniparty. And things are going to get even worse from here on out. Yes, I was supposed to fly to the UK Tuesday. I was supposed to fly to the United Kingdom on Tuesday. I was supposed to speak at the Oxford Union alongside Cenk. I was supposed to speak at South by Southwest and also do another interview with Yanis Varoufakis. But Jewish groups call on UK to bar dangerous Hassan Piker amid anti-Semitic attacks. And they did. Because Israel advocacy organizations have unbelievable amounts of power over what even the United Kingdom has to say and do. Yeah, if you're an avowed anti-Zionist, your travel will be restricted. It's totally...
I mean, it is kind of crazy because, in the UK, you had the Palestine Action Group getting like a little bit banned, and then a judge deciding that it was unlawful, but then it's still not really changing anything. All of the old people in the UK that hold a little sign saying I oppose genocide, I support Palestine action, all those old people getting arrested. Like, the UK is a little bit in a bit of a mess in the sense of they clearly don't, like, people are really firmly organizing and protesting against the genocide, and the UK government is just like, stop doing it. We want to keep doing the genocide. We want to keep supporting the United States and Israel and in all of their actions. It's quite awesome, actually. We will be the first to try and support them. That's just the vibes that the UK is putting out, and it sucks because well, there's so much you can go into, but like even just the conflation that they always force, saying that anti-Zionism is the same as anti-Semitism is so dangerous. it's so dangerous because, first of all, it's not the same. Anti-Semitism is actually dangerous and is done by, far right, dangerous freaks. And anti-Zionism is, you know, it's done by people that just don't want the genocide to continue, which is an accurate way of describing what Israel is doing to the people in Gaza. It's not a war. It's none of that. It's a genocide. And of course, people are going to see that and be against it. And the fact that they're like, doing these types of moves is just going to make them even more deeply unpopular.
Ridiculous, dude. And no, this is not an opportunity for you guys to say go to France or go to other countries, okay?
Let's watch this video. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. Bruh.
Tell me this, were you told why you'd been banned?
No, I only know through the reporting on the Times. They said that, that I had criticized the king. I'm sorry, Israel, or same thing. And so that was unacceptable. By the way, I can criticize the British government all I like. I can criticize the king all I like. I can criticize anyone on planet Earth all I like, except Israel. So now you know who rules you.
Who rules us?
Israel, obviously.
Well,
I mean, in British history that the gravest offense is insulting the king. No. I've insulted Israel, apparently, now you know who your new king is.
That's not the gravest offense in this country. You can insult the king as much as you like in this country.
No, I'm saying historically. Of course not today.
I'm glad you started where you've started there, because I did want to ask you about something you said. And again, I don't know the reason you've been banned either. We don't have that information from the Home Secretary, but I know what your critics have said about you, so I'll make our conversation in part about that, but only in part. In your conversation with Piers Morgan yesterday, you said, and if I'm misquoting you in any way, you must correct me. You said It's ironic to say we're banning criticism of Israel by saying our government is controlled by Israel. And based on what you just said to me a moment ago, when you say our government, do you mean the UK government? Do you really believe it is controlled by Israel?
No, until they banned me, I didn't think that necessarily at all. I was saying about the American government, and the American government is indisputable. The Israeli lobby gives to 94% of Congress. They're the number one lifetime donor to Joe Biden, to Donald Trump, to all of our leaders. And American media, now apparently the British government, says you must ignore the evidence of your eyes and ears. It is our most essential command. And by the way, they're not alone. Big Pharma also controls the American Congress, and so does big oil and defense contractors. A lot of people don't know this because American media keeps it hidden from you, but America legalized bribery. That happened in Supreme Court decisions in 76, 78, and then, of course, famously in Citizens United. So people can just purchase our politicians. The Adelson family alone has...
Yeah, I mean, that's such a classic thing we see being wrong in America. And, I mean, clearly America is also, or how do you say it? Like, specifically, or you have seen certain, American influence operations also being put forth in Europe. Right? Whether that, and usually it's not directly the government doing it. It's like para-governmental, quasi, groups that are not actually part of the government, but that functionally, work in lockstep with the wishes and policy, foreign policy, work with the foreign policy ideas of the government. Like groups like the Heritage Foundation, I think it was. They have worked a lot with creating networks of politicians in Europe, whether that be specific European nations or within the European Union. That's their goal. Their goal is to break up the European Union market, which means that, you can't just specifically go to one country directly. You have to go through the European Union as a whole, which for better or for worse, hey, makes us more competitive. Like the one thing that makes us more competitive is being like a block, an economic block. And America is really writing on the fact to kind of try and break that up. American capitalism wants to break that up so that they can, you know, do what they want, so that Trump can, sanction Spain individually. So, all of that, bribery, or what he's calling it, that, the capitalist comings and goings that are happening in the United States are also very much, unfolding in Europe. And the UK is definitely still a pretty close partner of the United States in that way. So yeah, we see it come to Europe as well.
Given
And listen, European leaders are kind of crazy because on the one hand they want to stay close and be partners with the United States, but at the same time they're like, oh, we gotta be independent. We gotta make our own weapons. We can't depend on the United States death and destruction. We have to also have a capacity to create death and destruction.
Donald Trump over $300 million to win these elections.
When you said
Yeah.
your critics say that you said that 94% of Congress is essentially funded by Israel. Do you mean Jews via lobby groups? Because that's different, isn't it? Jewish people in America who have stuff to say, like other lobby groups have stuff to say. That's slightly different, isn't it, than Israel controls Congress. Do you really mean Jews control?
I mean, this is crazy. Like, she's being like, so are you anti-Semitic when you make very specific criticism about Israel? I mean, let's see what he answered.
Congress.
Yeah, no, look, that, not at all, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is also a very easy disproven fact. Like, Zionists, people that support Israel, for the most part, like in raw numbers, like in absolute numbers, is evangelicals. It's not even Jews, Jewish people just might get indoctrinated, but there's also plenty of anti-Zionist Jews, right? Jews are not like the majority of Zionists. The majority of Zionists are evangelicals. It's not even Jewish people. It's evangelicals.
So I'll tell you why. So,
Linda, what's up? What's up, chatter? Welcome back. Welcome back to the news business. I've been gone for a while with the news coverage. Glad to be back. We're keeping it. It's a little bit of a crazy stream today. But how you been? I mean, I tried to do because in Portugal there was a general strike today, and I tried to go live at the strike, but for some reason my tech was fucking up. The connection wasn't working, so I think the stream is kind of lost, unfortunately. Even though I did stream. But yeah, I just also wanted to do a little bit of a debrief plus some other quickie news, just to get back into the flow of things of desk streaming. But yeah, so right now I was just going through a little bit of the of some stuff. I talked about the Portugal general strike, news stuff. I just wanted to quickly cover the ban that Cenk Uyghur and Hassan Piker had from getting into UK, which is crazy. And then I want to maybe just slightly cover the Albania stuff with the Kushners because it's just funny. Chilling, really doing good. How you been? Nice, dude. How's your study stuff? If you're like, I mean, I guess you're kind of almost done with your semester, right? We had a fucking Shah Gopshites and Zionists agitating over the weekend at a weekly Palestine march. Man, these people have nothing better to do. You it's done yet? Let's fucking go. I've been good. I mean, like, health-wise, I'm just coming out of a bit of a feeling sick moment. Like, luckily it didn't get too bad, but over the weekend I almost lost my voice. But now it's kind of healing. I just have a bit of a cough and my voice just kind of leaves me sometime. But besides that, pretty good. And yeah, I'm just low-key pretty happy to be back to doing this type of streaming. I had a lot of fun doing the gaming. It kind of was needed. But glad to be back. I kind of want to lock in, study. And yeah, what else? What else have I been up to? Yeah, I don't know, just kind of that. And I had my vacation in Barcelona, which was awesome. So, pretty good. And oh my god, it's getting warm as hell again. So, adapting to that. They had security complete with the old lion flag on their ties. Ay, ay, ay. It's kind of tiring, isn't it? I mean, some people, like, especially when it's like, I get it. Like, if you're like, a if you get like paid to walk around like a dumbass, at least you're getting paid. But if you're just genuinely a dumbass that believes what, like AI videos on Instagram that tell you some crazy shit, like you're just a dumbass. My god. I don't know how else to say it. Have you ever had one of them boldo donuts in Barcelona? Boldo donuts? Wait, let's see what this is. What is this? Whoa, wait, it's funny that you mentioned that. I actually walked by a stand that had these little fellas and I was like, oh my god, look at them. They're the best. They're the best thing ever. But I didn't try them. Well, well, well. I know what I will do next time I'm in Barcelona. So this is what you mean, or I guess maybe like the donuts. Oh, it's probably the same thing. Oh, I've been actually funny that you mentioned donuts because I have been into donuts recently. I was kind of, I don't know. Do you have a preference, for example, with like glazed sugar or like chocolate? Like what's your go-to donut? I've recently really appreciated a good glazed donut. Like I think I used to be like a big fan of like sugar donut. I don't know if that's the way to call it in English, but I'm actually really liking a good glazed donut. But I mean, I love a bit of chocolate on that shit too. It's a chain bakery thing, but they taste good as fuck. Little starfish looking guy. That's really funny. I did see them and I was absolutely enamored, but I didn't try them. They're so cute. What the hell? Look at them. They're so funny. That's how I love to draw a little face. Just like two little dots, good broad smile. That's awesome. Haven't had a classical donut in a hot minute, but I've been fucking up these long things that they call yum yums. Well, while we're here, yum is that? Wait, I'm gonna ask. Is that a thing that has like whipped cream in the middle? Wait, or is it yum yum donuts? Is that what it is? Oh, whoa! It's like a twisty thing, like a twisted baked good. I mean, that looks awesome. It almost looks like actually, I don't know. I was gonna say it looks like twisted. If this even is the thing, but it's almost. I was gonna say it looks like a twisted. Yeah, I love these things like cream, but like whipped cream. I like this type of baked good that has like a cake and sugar. Let's fucking go, dude. I like this type of stuff too, like a baked good that has like whipped cream. It has to be whipped cream. I don't like it too heavy cream, but oh my god, I haven't had dinner yet, so this is this is really it's triggering my my saliva production. I'm like, I mean, I can talk about food all day. Oh boy, I like baked goods. I'm definitely more of like a, cooking person, not like baking, but I love baked goods. Oh, I love baked goods. I'm not. I can appreciate a cookie, but I like baked goods more. I guess it's the same, but I mean more like this. Like cookies are okay, but I like more this kind of stuff for sure. I mean, in Portugal, we also have the classic bola de Berlim, which is also just like a custard filled like ball, which is traditionally always you have people walking around on the beach selling them. So, this is peak Portuguese summer to me. On the beach, you just came out of the water, it's nice temperature, you're kind of, cooling, you're warming up because the water's kind of cool, and then there's a guy in the distance that's walking by and he's yelling out that he's selling bolas Berlin, and then you go and buy one. It's so nice. It's awesome. I want a bolas Berlin now. I bought laugang ma the other day. Oh, is that the spicy thing? I mean, it's the best. Yeah. Crispy chili oil. Oh, that's awesome. Ooh, today I when I went to the general strike, there's always like a little Asian grocery store kind of close by in that area, and it has the best drinks. Like I love me some bubble tea, but I very specifically love a good milk tea or like a good like a plum a plum drink. So I always go to that store and I stack up on some milk teas and some plum drinks. Oh, it's the best. But yeah, okay. Enough about food. No, that was awesome. Oh, I'm excited for dinner now. I haven't had any. Have you had dinner? Have you ordered something maybe? I'm kind of want to order something. I'm not gonna lie. Taro milk tea is slept on. You know what's funny about taro? Every time I'm like, oh, I kind of want to try it. I kind of want to try it, like in whatever form it presents itself, whether that's a solid or like a a liquid, like a drinky. But I haven't tried it yet, or at least it's been a really long time since I've like consciously tried it. So, like like taro, it's a bit like it's a starch, right? It's like a starchy thing. Does it even have a flavor, or is it like I don't know? Is it kind of like potato? Like what is taro? I'm like kind of curious. I should try it again. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know. Like just going back to the story real quick. Let's finish it off. It's just interesting. Like Labor government is so fucking unpopular, and they're like, you know what? Let's double triple down and let's ban some fucking American commentators for criticizing not even our country, but criticizing Israel for its genocide. You can only sit back and just marvel at the huge level of stupidities. And I also just wonder, like, yeah, sure, you have this one Labor MP, apparently, David Taylor, for Hemel Hempstead, who has, put all this in motion. But is the whole like process just surrounded by the most idiotic yes men? And when I say idiotic, I mean it quite literally. Like people that are not competent, people that are purely yes men, and like why? Like what? Or did they get the boss call and are just I mean, a big part of it was also just like Zionist advocacy groups also spurring this on. It's just fucking bonkers. The tea tastes just like cheesecake base to me. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, next time I'm gonna find something that's like taro milk tea. I think I've seen it. I'll keep my eye out for it. Labor are masking off more and more with each week. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's like, well, guys, we're clearly not going to be in power for much longer, so we might as well just throw it all out there. And I will say, from a very selfish perspective, I am so sad about this because apparently Hassan was going to do another, meetup interview with both Zach Belansky, but also specifically with Yanis Varoufakis. And my God, I love when they sit down because every time, their chats, it has always, there's always interesting topics being discussed, especially from like an economics perspective that, really speaks to my economics interests as well. I wonder if South by Southwest hadn't advertised him, he wouldn't have had the same pressure. That's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, it just sucks. But I think, he has done, like, this guy does this all the time. Like, he's also done it for Francesca Albanese. Like, it's just fucking insane. It's like, man, I don't know. Yeah, sucks either way, I guess. But yeah, I guess let's just dive into the other last little story I wanted to cover, which was, regarding the, like, Albania mention. Can I get some Albanian flags in the chat, please? Albania mention. This is for all my Albanian chatters, for all my Albanian viewers, which, I don't know. Shout out to you guys. You have a really cool flag. It looks kind of scary, but it's also cool. But apparently you guys, fucking hate the Kushners and their, crazy, like, luxury resort project that Albanian authorities were like under, behind closed doors, kind of like green lighting and just making it easier for this like luxury resort to be built in like protected wetlands or whatever. So yeah, I guess this is like actually a really old video. So I wonder how much this has kind of been in the zeitgeist a little bit. So this is like by DW, like 9 months ago, like last year in August, how Jared Kushner wants to build a luxury resort in an Albanian nature reserve. And so, I mean, recently we've seen a lot of protests kind of reignited about it. Um, and I thought this article was pretty funny. What the hell, man? Fucking Fox News. But yeah, even Fox News was very to the point in their reporting for, at least for this like title. Jared Kushner's overseas luxury resort project faces anti-corruption investigation amid violent protest. The coastal wetland is home to flamingos, seals, and sea turtle nesting sites near a proposed 10,000 room resort. God, you gotta hate the Trumps, man. How are they always doing the worst shit? You just imagine seeing something that is probably close to, something that we would describe as paradise. Just like a beautiful nature spot, flamingos, cute little baby seals, little turtles. And then just, Trump is like dumping some disgusting, like exploitative as fuck to the workers luxury resort where the worst people that are all friends, with Epstein come to hang out. It's just, God, it just doesn't get any worse than that, does it? Isn't there a thing with the Albanian nationalists where they think all life stems from Albania? Yeah, Albanians, I will say they get pretty creative. Let's just call it Albanians are really creative. I think there has been I mean, there's also, I don't know if people are familiar, this is maybe niche, but like there's this like comedian Stavros, he's Greek, but he has like a really good friend of him that's Albanian, and they're always at it with the Albanian and Greek fucking back and forth, which is hilarious. But as an outsider, I don't have any skin in the game, so I think it's very funny. And whenever I see like unhinged like TikToks and stuff about Albania, I'm just like, it's pretty funny. But that's about it. I'm not gonna dip my toes into more Albanian slander or roasting, because I don't have the ammo, I don't have the knowledge. But this is pretty funny. It seems about right from what I am familiar with. It seems about as creative as they get. So yeah, just a little bit more about it before we dive into the older video. Albanian anti-corruption prosecutors, and crazy, this is a Fox News article. Sometimes they come out with the actual reporting, which is interesting. Albanian anti-corruption prosecutors are investigating changes to the protected status of coastal wetlands, of a coastal wetland where a luxury resort project linked to Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of U.S. President Donald Trump, has drawn environmental opposition and protest, according to Politico. SPAC, Albania's Special Anti-Corruption Prosecution Office, has opened a probe into changes made to the status of the Fjoja Narta protected landscape in Svernek. Politico reported the coastal wetland area is home to flamingos, Mediterranean monk seals, and sea turtle nesting sites. Politico reported. Honestly, you might as well read a Politico article, I guess. But yeah, it's just like, it's crazy because apparently Jared Kushner and Ivanka are both, connected to it. So yeah, apparently there was some changes made behind the scenes, kind of sneakily, to be like, hey, maybe you want to build your luxury resort on this beautiful, pristine, fundamental or super important part of our ecosystem. Please go right ahead. I don't know what bribe they took for that to happen, but we'll see. Which opened the door to tourist development. Tourist development is always such a stinky term to me. Like, there's a way to do tourism, but I've seen what tourism does to Portugal. You know what I mean? With like unfeathered tourism does to the south of Portugal. It's kind of insane. It's really insane. Stavros is so good. Yeah, he's really funny. I watch him pretty consistently, like his podcast. They're gonna send their special envoy Speed back there. He already built a report with the president last year. That's so funny. Yeah. Speed, please, we need you to save the coastal protected wetlands of Albania. Please, Speed, go back there. Convince the president not to go ahead with this. Please. That's so funny. Special envoy Speed. One can dream. Kushner, who heads a private equity firm, Affinity Partners, has a separate real estate portfolio estimated at billions of dollars. He also serves as Trump's special envoy for peace and is involved in diplomatic negotiations on Gaza, Iran, and the war in Ukraine. Critics have raised questions about the overlap between his business empire and political roles. Yeah, it's really crazy that... Where is he? This fucking wet sock... he both looks like he's 12 years old, and he's like getting close to like mid 40s, late early 50s. Like he really is a man of many faces. Like he both look like he forgot to get out of puberty, and like his body is trying to remind him to finish the job, go through puberty. They always look like that. Yeah. And I'm not here to, body shame people too much, but I think it's fine. I think for people this much, in Trump's orbit, I think it's fine. Just a little joke, as a treat. As a little treat. But yeah, that's pasty-ass guy. And that's honestly offensive to pastry. Because as we just saw, pastries are cute as hell, tasty, yummy little good fun time. That pasty guy, not that. Absolutely the opposite. Either that or balding. Yeah, it never misses. It never misses. Like evil, and that's the thing, right? He's not ugly because of how he is on the outside. He's ugly because of who he is on the inside. So it just shines through, it just shines through. So even if you think you're ugly, if you have a good inside, you're good. You're fine. Just put good in the world, put light and positivity out into the world, and you will be fine. You will have good friends. You'll have relationships. Girls will love that shit. But if you're an evil motherfucker, that has some stink to it. It doesn't matter how good you look. There will be some stink emanating from inside out. Inside always manifests on the exterior somehow. Yeah, and it's even also such an emotional thing. Like, even if you see someone, you're like, oh, this is a good person, but then you just find and they're attractive, whatever, but then you find out something horrible about them, it changes them. It changes how you process them. It's kind of crazy. Like, even if they're still like, they look the same, traditionally attractive, it just changes them. It's like, it's something about it. I don't know what it is. It's a gut feeling. But let's see. Yeah, the overlapping bullshit between business empire and political roles. Oy. In August 2024, Kushner unveiled plans for Affinity Partners to turn the site into a luxury resort, and in early 2026, he visited the area with his wife Ivanka. My wife. Sorry. In a recent interview with Politico, Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama confirmed there were talks were ongoing between the government and Kushner over the deal, which is set to include 10,000 hotel rooms. Can we just literally... I'm sure Albania also could use, a better housing market. I'm sure any European country... I was actually walking through Lisbon today, and I also saw, like, this decrepit building, and it had, like, a big poster on it where it's like, oh, luxury housing development. I'm like, girl, we need normal housing. We need social housing. Get the fuck out of here with the luxury housing bullshit. I'm sick and tired of it. This is why this shit is unaffordable, because we just are, and not we, but like our ruling class is so fucking obsessed with these luxury housing bullshit so they can buy their fucking fifth house that they visit once a year. Oh, it pisses me off. In my city, they're leveling half the city center purely for extortionate student housing. Ugh. Oh, it pisses me off. Pisses me off, man. It's so disgusting. It's insane. God. And it's just like the richest of the richest motherfuckers that are, I don't know, gonna do whatever fucking study and their parents are gonna pay for it. It is bullshit. Continuing the article, Kushner Infinity Partners did not immediately respond to a request for comments about the investigation. Speaking to Albanian lawmakers on Monday, Rama denied that the project encroaches on a protected wildlife reserve and said that the final proposal has yet to be submitted and environmental study is not complete. And as we all know, governments and capitalist ruling class, they love listening to environmental studies. They love waiting for environmental studies. They love listening to the scientists. So what he's saying here, he's definitely speaking the truth. He's definitely being super truthful about all of this. He definitely wants to protect the wildlands or the wildlife reserve, and he definitely doesn't want to take any bribes from the Kushners because he is just a good guy who's definitely speaking the truth and definitely not lying. Spock was established with EU and US backing as part of... Wait. What? So Spock, which was the Special Anti-Corruption Prosecuting Office that is investigating this whole situation, it was established with EU and US backing of the country's wide-ranging justice reform in 2019. Oh, this is great. Oh, this can definitely not go wrong, right? What the fuck? It acts independently of the national judiciary and has investigated, prosecuted, and convicted a number of high-level officials from both sides of the political spectrum. I mean, okay. If this was just like a propaganda thing that Europe and the United States wanted to be involved in, to be like, see, we are contributing to justice around the world. Huzzah! And if they're actually doing, good prosecution, that's one thing. But it's like a red flag. It's like a beige flag right there. I'm like, let's see. This is this is it. This is the moment to see, is it a trustworthy institution? But Prince William says solving homelessness is my life's mission. Only about his 5th life mission. Yeah, I guess I just get bored. Maybe. Have you thought about that? He just gets a little bored. Oh my god. While sitting on a massive property portfolio in the royal estate, and also many vacancies at the actual royal residencies across the country. Yeah, it's just so pathetic. I don't know. I think people are sometimes a little, I wonder what it is. It's just it's a little bit of being mentally closed off. I will say this. I don't know if this is controversial. There's plenty of good people out there in society, right? People that genuinely, everyday people, not this prince motherfucker, but everyday people that want homelessness to be addressed, that want wages to be better. There's good people in society that don't have an exploitative mindset, grindset, all of this stuff. But those types of good people are genuinely sometimes unable to take off their empathy hat when looking at things like the royal family and not see it for what it is. And just this huge institution that just exists off of the back of their work, of the everyday person's work. And it sucks because that normal everyday person that has good intentions, that knows generally what's right from wrong, they, if you keep it kind of abstract, you can get them to agree with probably most things that progressives that progressives believe in and leftists believe in. But then when you kind of put it into the specific example about the royals, they project their humans, good nature, all that stuff onto the royals, and it really just breaks their brains. It breaks their brains. I mean, personally, I've really been going through the really specific, very literal thing about I'm a good person. I see the world really positively, I guess, but I need to take my empathy hat off sometimes, right? When I'm examining certain things, because not everyone is like me. Some people are fucking idiots. And I mean, it just happens, when you grow up in a capitalist system that affects people's human relations, how they see themselves and that sort of thing. But it's one of those things. I don't know. I could ponder about it for a while. He could personally end homelessness in the country tomorrow, at least knock out a huge chunk of it if he wanted to. Yeah, exactly. And that's the crazy part. Homelessness, childhood hunger, all of these things that are so clearly evil and useless. And especially if you have all the power that you have as a fucking prince of an entire country. It is quite evil. And the really lazy, pathetic kind of evil. So yeah, let's see. It is currently the most trusted institution in the country, according to several independent polls. I mean, I feel like this, with this background in mind, this is actually kind of like an interesting little, moment for this institution. Like, are they gonna go up against their technically half of the or like, is this institution, Spock, gonna go up against one of the countries that technically backed them as they were kind of being established? We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Violent protests, citizen and environmental NGO-led protests began towards the end of May, when large barbed wire topped fences were erected by developers at the proposed site in Zvernek, southern Albania, preventing locals and tourists from accessing the beach. On Sunday night, protesters, including citizens and various environmental organizations, assembled outside government offices and demanded an end to the project, demanded an end to the project, protection of the area from development, and even the resignation of the prime minister. Another protest is scheduled on Tirana on Monday evening near the proposed site close to the Flora on June 6, as calls for action from civil society increase. Footage emerged after protests Saturday of private security guards appearing to assault and then drag protesters along a cliff. Jesus Christ. Private security guards? This is fucking insane, man. These fucking Trump, associates, these Trump, I almost just want to say Trump as, an insult. Like, a person like Jared Kushner, people that do this type of shit, think that they can just go to any other place in the world and just do the most horrific shit like this. Like, what do you mean? A guy that is incredibly directly connected to the United States president thinks he can just go to another country and with private security people assault people protesting with this type of violent threats? What the fuck? That's insane. We were reading The Scarlet Pimpernel in another stream the other day. Goddamn, the bourgeois... can the bourgeois not create for shit? It is pathetic. It is really pathetic. While threatening other demonstrators who attempted to remove fences and halt construction, Albanian authorities revoked the license of 2 private security companies following the incident, and 1 guard was arrested and detained and jailed. Some 15 protesters have been charged, while local police chief was stripped of his duties. Whoa. I want to make Albania a country that is a destination to be envied in the region, and this project is part of the effort. My God, oh my God, he is such a bitch, dude. Albania has set its sights on joining the EU by 2030 and has opened all negotiation chapters of the EU accession process. The bloc's 27 heads of state will meet Friday in Montenegro to discuss enlargement of the EU with Western Balkan leaders, including Rama. Kushner's investment firm dropped a large-scale development in Serbia in 2025 following controversy over the project and investigations by local anti-corruption authorities. Wow. This is a horrible story. I kind of want to watch more recent clips about it. Wait, let me see if I can find some recent clips for this. So what is it, like Albania Kushner story? Let's see. Albanians. Yeah, let's watch this. Let's go watch this as well. Yeah, let's just start with these clips. Okay, let's see. This is by the New York Post, like 6 hours ago. Thousands of Albanians protested in the streets of Tirana on Tuesday night against a development planned by a company linked with Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law. The $1.6 billion resort is on the island off Albania and an undeveloped stretch of the coastline near, which is a wetland home to flamingos, seals, and sea turtles nesting sites. Environmentalists oppose. I mean, I feel like people across the board oppose this, not just environmentalists. We will probably see similar situations and security firms pop up around data centers as they continue to roll. That's a good point. Yeah, private security. I mean, I don't know if these are the private security guys, but goddamn. Anyway, let's see. Okay, they're throwing shit. Are they throwing rocks? Albanians take to the streets protesting Jared Kushner's $1.6 billion luxury resort. That's a flamingo. Thousands of Albanians protested in the streets of... Yeah, okay. That's kind of what was in the caption, in the description. I mean, this looks like just normies. This is not just like environmentalists. Like this is like kind of, it's giving a little bit nationalist, you know, it's like giving a little bit patriotic. It's not giving, because if it was like just environmentalist, it, you know, you would see if it was just environmentalist, you know, it would be a bit more like that type of alternative person at the crowd. But this was very much looking like normies. I mean, again, like I said, Albanian flag and shit. And probably also just locals, things like that. Man, security guards are really not what they used to be. I mean, look at, again, not to body shame or anything. This is an absolute unit of a man. But, like, what are we doing, boys? Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Like, they're just like, nah, we're just going to start putting up fences and barbed wire. Fuck it. I mean, it's a damn shame. No flamingos. We also have some flamingos in Portugal. It's pretty cool.
We can see that we don't talk anymore about how this project will affect the site, because here are planned big buildings, big residential houses, and we are talking for a new city. So in this stretch of kilometers of land, of wildlife habitat, we plan to build a new city. It's declared 10,000 rooms, and what we hear now, it's even more. So there we won't have any more the protected area. The delta of Vjosa is completely being destroyed.
Well. Another private security story from recently. They killed a man, Ives Sakila, for the great crime of allegedly shoplifting. Ooh, I think I saw this story. I think. Let me just double check. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of, it felt similar to George Floyd. I mean, what can you say, man? It's just like, poverty is violent, okay? Living in poverty is very violent. And if people had their needs taken care of, you know, crimes would go down. That's usually what we see. And so it's just fucking insane that we think that a little product in a store is worth more than a human life. It is, you know, it is fucking insane. And it's just also so clearly like a racist, a racially motivated action. Like, it's just so disproportional for no fucking reason.
We are here today because we want to go to our lands, in Zvernitz.
I guess this is a bit of the same footage. Oh, is this the guy? Oh, boy, let's hear what he has to say.
There is no chance that this investment will stop as long as I am here.
Okay. There it is. I mean, this motherfucker, dude. He's like, listen, I already took the money. I already bought my family a new mansion. It's not gonna stop, so you guys can throw your little rocks, you plebeians. It's not gonna stop.
And in the meantime, I am absolutely open, as I have been on other occasions, to discussing it with anyone who has concerns.
It's so crazy. It's like, yeah, it's gonna happen. So deal with it. And if you have any concerns, I guess I will listen, but we'll see about that. We'll see if I will listen. So I guess this is like similar in the sense of this is what it was like last year when it was being reported on. Let's see what the people have to say about it.
Dozens of hotels and restaurants are being built along the coast, such as in Albania's third largest city, Vlora, near the island of Sazan. Locals are divided over Kushner's luxury resort plan.
I don't think it's a bad thing for someone to invest in your country, especially if you're not able to create that opportunity for yourself. Sazan will become the pearl of the Balkans.
We'll just be spectators, seeing it but not being able to enjoy it.
Shame on the people of Vlora for not standing up to someone from America taking over. He's going to claim all of Vlora for himself. It's a good thing for us, for Vlora. Actually, it's good for everyone in Albania.
I mean, again, I just have to mention. Oh, Katerina, what's up, honey? Oh, what's that? Oh. I just have to mention from a Portuguese perspective, like, tourism has kind of wrecked, kind of broken the country in a certain way. Like, and this is especially true in the south, but even in like a major capital like Lisbon, like things are so expensive. Like the people that usually live there are kind of just priced out, and even if you have to work there, it's just impossible. It's impossible to just live there. And a lot of these places kind of in the south that is very like, Katrina, what are we doing? Come here. Oh, you little naughty boy. Come here. What's this? Something in your eye? No crusty? Oh, there we go. Nice. Good job, honey. Time to say hi to the stream. Oh, look at that. It's Garfield, everyone. Just kidding. It's Caterino. Thank you for saying hi. But yeah, I mean, it just kind of breaks it. And I mean, some of these people were right on the money. Is that, yeah, they're going to come and invest. And then they're going to hold all of the rights to everything. They're going to own everything. They're not going to share it with Albanians. Albanians are not the ones that are going to go on vacation. It's going to be for their fucking wealthy friends, for their rich pedophile friends. Man, it sucks. Anyway, sucks to suck. I guess goodbye to the flamingos and other little guys. You say goodbye to the flamingos, Caterino, and the seals. You want to go to Albania on vacation? Do you have Albania, or do you have luxury resort money, Caterino? Do you? Be honest. Do you? Me. There you go. He loves to be little squished like this. He's comfy. Oh, you little cutie pie. Look at him. Oh. Anyway, Caterino, I don't think we're going to a luxury resort anytime soon. I hate to break it to you. But you know what we will do, Caterino? We're going to keep training you to walk on a harness so that we can go outside. We can have a bit of fun. You want to do that? You want to do that? Yo, you cutie pie. Alright, guys. Well, I think that's gonna be it for today. Can't believe we're back. We're back into the groove of things. Of course, you know, in our time away, things have definitely not necessarily improved. You know, oh my little honey. Things are still pretty bad overall. So there's plenty of stuff to talk about. That's for sure. So I think that's going to be it for me today, guys. We will be back this Saturday for, you know, your standard news commentary broadcast coming at you live and alive from Lisbon. So yeah, we're just going to keep talking about different types of news. I also want to crack some of the bigger stories, take a swing at it. I just got to, you know, read a bit more because I've just been out of the loop, so I just don't feel as confident in my knowledge about it, and I don't want to speak from a point of no information, no knowledge, no truth. That's something I really want to stay good at, is just speaking from a point of knowledge and being informed. That's important to me. Have a good rest of your night. Thanks, guys. Okay, say goodbye, Caterino. Wave your little paw. Okay. He's like, no, I won't. I'm leaving. All right, that's gonna be it. There's gonna be more on Saturday. So thank you guys so much for joining this little, technically second stream of the day. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna have any kind of VOD for the stream that I did at the general strike, the IRL stream. But I'm taking away some lessons from it for IRL streaming. So next time something like that, like a stream like that happens, I think it should be okay. But for now, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for chatting. I appreciate it so fucking much. I'm so happy to be back and talking with you guys, talking about some things that I really care about. Thank you for listening to my yapping. I hope you learned something. I always do from, you know, reading and watching this stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for checking out the broadcast. Don't forget to follow me on all of the socials underneath here, Instagram, all that good stuff, because that's usually where I let people know where I go live. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you Saturday. Peace.